Do you like mysteries? To wander through the enigmatic mist of the inexplicable? Great. I'm Merc, and here you'll find what you're looking for. Welcome to my domains. The truth dissolves into the mist.
New Hampshire, 2018. A remote pond, surrounded by dense trees and a silence that few dared to break. Until something inside caught attention. It wasn't a branch. It wasn't an animal. It was a washing machine. Submerged, rusted, as if the pond itself had tried to swallow a secret. Inside it. What the police found made even experienced investigators step back. The body of Trish Haynes, a 36-year-old woman, a mother, a worker, someone who had disappeared silently weeks earlier, who put her there. And why would someone choose a washing machine as a tomb? Have you ever stopped to think about what an ordinary object can hide? A refrigerator, a sofa, a washing machine. Objects we see every day. Now imagine opening one of them and finding a person. This isn't a horror movie scene. This is the real case of Trish Haynes. The body was discovered by chance. A fisherman noticed something metallic shining beneath the muddy surface. At first, he thought it was just trash dumped by someone. But as he got closer, he saw the lid partially open. And inside, a silhouette that wasn't dirty laundry. New Hampshire police drained part of the pond. The washing machine was old, a top-loading model. The kind found in basements from the 1990s. There were no marks of explosion, no external damage, meaning someone placed it there carefully, or with calculated force. Trish Haynes had last been seen 3 weeks earlier, leaving her job at a local convenience store. Co-workers said she seemed worried. An ex-boyfriend, debts, something about a fight on the night of her disappearance. But no one filed a report. No one looked for her. Until the pond spoke. The autopsy revealed something worse than homicide. Trish did not drown. There was no water in her lungs. There was severe head trauma, fractures on her hands, as if she had tried to protect herself, and strangulation marks. She was killed before being placed inside the machine. And the machine was closed, transported, submerged. Ask yourself, who would have the strength and coldness to do this? Trish weighed 62 kilograms. An empty washing machine weighs between 50 and 70 kilograms. Together, almost 130 kilograms. This isn't the work of one person. Unless there was a vehicle, ropes, a ramp, and planning. The crime scene wasn't just a pond. It was a message. Hiding a body inside an appliance and sinking it in still water isn't something done on impulse. It's a signature. Someone wanted Trish to disappear, or someone wanted her to be found, but too late. Police interviewed neighbors. No one saw anything. But one witness remembered a white pickup truck parked near the pond 2 nights before the discovery. Another mentioned sounds of metal being dragged in the early morning. Small fragments of a night no one wanted to record. Trish Haynes lived alone in a trailer on the outskirts of Concord. Her dog was found locked in the bathroom, dehydrated. That means whoever took her knew the dog would bark, knew they needed to isolate it, and knew they wouldn't return to free it. The washing machine was traced. The serial number led to a used appliance store that closed in 2015. The former owner died. The buyer was never identified. A machine without an owner, or with an owner who never existed. The case was classified as a homicide, but it was never solved. No confession, no conclusive DNA, no eyewitness. Just a woman inside a washing machine, submerged in a remote pond, while the world moved on without knowing her name. What if the answer was all along in the life Trish tried to hide? Close friends revealed she had cut contact with her family months earlier. She said she was being followed. She sent messages to a sister saying, "If something happens to me, it was him." But she never said who he was. Police investigated 3 suspects: the ex-boyfriend, a man with a history of domestic violence, the convenience store boss who had a key to Trish's trailer, and a stranger who showed up at the funeral, stayed 10 minutes, and left without identifying himself. None of them were arrested. None of them spoke. The washing machine, after being removed from the pond, was taken to a police storage facility. Examinations found blue fibers on the inner edges, fibers that didn't match anything Trish wore. Did someone clean the machine before throwing it in the water? Or did someone place something inside it before the body? Have you noticed how unsolved cases make us uncomfortable? It's not just the lack of justice. It's the idea that the killer could be alive, free, maybe even listening to this story right now. Trish Haynes was killed in 2018. Her killer may have changed cities, names, lives, but the washing machine remains. At the bottom of the pond, in the memory of whoever knows the truth. Trish's sister, Angela, gave interviews for years. She said Trish was afraid of water, specifically afraid of ponds. As children, they almost drowned together. Angela believes the choice of location was not random. Someone knew about that fear and used it against her. Autopsy revealed a tattoo on Trish's right arm, a butterfly with broken wings. The coroner noted that the tattoo had been cut as if someone tried to remove it with a blade after death, a gesture of rage or of identity destruction. New Hampshire police reopened the case in 2021, following an anonymous tip. Someone called saying they saw a washing machine being loaded onto a white pickup truck in the early morning of June 14, 2018, the same date as the disappearance. But the trail went cold. The tip came from a burner phone. Imagine the scene: a dark road, a pickup truck stopping at the edge of the pond, 2 or 3 people unloading a heavy washing machine, the sound of the lid banging, the silence after, and the water covering everything. Who are these people? Were they known to Trish, or complete strangers paid to make a body disappear? The Trish Haynes case gained media attention only in 2020 when a true crime podcast brought it to light. Until then, few newspapers had reported it. Because Trish wasn't rich, wasn't famous, wasn't blonde with blue eyes. She was just an ordinary woman, and the system often only searches for those who seem to matter. But you are here listening. That alone is more than she had in life. Attention. Someone stopping to ask, who killed Trish Haynes, and why did they hide her like that? The answer may lie in an obscure detail from the inquiry. A witness said they saw Trish arguing with a man at a gas station on the night of her disappearance. The man wore a blue cap and a leather jacket. Police made a composite sketch, but never released it publicly. Why? Perhaps because the man was someone known, or perhaps because there was no evidence to support an accusation. Trish Haynes was buried in a small cemetery in Concord. The headstone bears only her name and 2 dates. No phrase, no tribute. The family couldn't afford more. Angela, the sister, visits the grave every month. She says she still dreams of Trish inside the washing machine, spinning, hitting the metal walls, asking for help. The appliance meant to clean clothes became the symbol of a crime that technology couldn't solve. There were no cameras at the pond, no GPS on the machine, no witnesses willing to speak, only silence and water, and a woman no one looked for until it was too late. If you knew something, a name, a white pickup truck, a blue cap, a bar conversation. New Hampshire police still accept information, because cases like Trish Haynes's only die when the last person who cares also dies. And you, who have listened this far, have just become one of those people.
Did you like this mystery? And what is your theory? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed it, then like and share. I'm Merc, and I'll be waiting for you in the next mystery.